What's up, everybody? This is Robin Alicia. I am a realtor here in the Atlanta area. So happy to have you all with me today. And I have one of my lending partners, Miss Tosha Parrish. Tosh is a 20-year vet in this game. She's been in the real estate industry for a while, doing her thing. And I just want to come to everybody today and just kind of give them some tips and thoughts about buying a home when you're self-employed and you're working with 1099s. So definitely, Tosh, I am going to start. I'm kind of let you introduce yourself and tell the people a little bit about you, and then we'll dive into some questions to give everybody some value. Okay?
Yes. Hello there. Hi, Robin. Thanks for having me. And as you guys
No
know,
problem.
Robin and I are partners, so we've worked on multi-million-dollar deals before.
Absolutely.
But let me just introduce myself. My name is Tosha. I go by Tosh Parrish. My NMLS ID is 1844160. All right. Yeah. So I am a 20. I've been in the business for 2 decades. Let's just say that. That's the easiest way. So I've been around quite a long time. I'm not new to the real estate industry. Like I say, I first started my career in 1999 in Florida. So, and that was as a mortgage broker. So I've been through the Great Recession, and I'm still here. I'm still standing.
Still standing. That's what's up. Yes. So, I have so many, of course, friends that are self-employed, have their own businesses. Also, I have a lot of friends that trade. They trade crypto, they trade stocks, and that's what they do for a living. And so I just wanted to bring some, you and I have had some discussions before about different loan products that you have. So before we actually get into all the different loan products and all of that, I'm just gonna go over ask you a couple questions so that we can answer some questions regarding how the process differs, or maybe even is similar to someone who works a regular 9 to 5 and they're trying to purchase a home. So first off, what are some challenges that most self-employed or 1099 contractors experience when they're purchasing a home?
Oh, wow. That is a great question because I get that so many times. It's just, oh man, it's just almost like not fair. It's almost like a boxing match. It's unfair how self-employed borrowers are, I guess I wouldn't say treated, but just how they're looked at when it comes to home buying. Mm-hmm. So it's totally different from a W-2 employee who typically would not even need to turn in a tax return when they're purchasing. But when it comes to a self-employed borrower, the underwriter wants to see they want 2 years of their business taxes, all schedules. Right? I mean, this is like insane. They want to see 2 years of their personal taxes. They also want them to have a year-to-date P&L. Right, which normally you wouldn't have to provide that. And they also want it's just quite a bit of other documentation. They want a business license. There's I want to say about 4 more other things that's needed, and really it's just different from, let's say, a W-2 employee buying. But here I am, I have different solutions.
Gotcha. Yes, we're definitely gonna get into
we're gonna get
some of those. Yeah, because when I was talking to you, we kind of was working our first deal that we worked together, and I was like, wow, you have tons of products that would save a person who just doesn't have to provide all of this paperwork. And so you kind of answered my next question, which was some of the documents that are required. So you said, just to recap, they want 2 years tax returns, business and personal, bank statements, business and personal, and also sometimes a business license. So they get all up in the mix for self-employed borrowers versus a W-2 person just pretty much has to provide a check stub.
Yep. We just needed a pay stub for the last 30 days. So let's say this is hypothetically a school teacher. So if they get paid once a month, I only need one pay stub.
Dang. So
Yeah.
let me ask you now. So some of our business owners out here have themselves on payroll. So they're elected as an S corp. And if you don't know what an S corp, LLC, all those different things, that's kind of for another live. But I have a great CPA, Spicita. So if you ever needed someone to kind of break that down to you and see what was best for your business, then I would definitely recommend that you get with your CPA or get with a CPA so they can assist you with that. But some businesses do elect as an S corp, which means that the owner is on payroll. Now, I have heard experiences that when a business owner, even when they're on payroll and they own more than 25% of the business, that an underwriter still may require all of that documentation. Is that standard, or does that depend on the bank?
Yes, that is standard. That is standard if you are going the traditional way of a self-employed loan.
Got you.
But we do
So
have
that
options other than
So even if you so just to be clear, so even if you're on your own, you own your own business, your own payroll, you can provide a 30-day pay stub just like you were another employee for another company. But because it's your company and you
yes.
own more than 25% of the business, they still will treat that loan as a self-employed loan.
Yes. Yep. You said it
Wow.
because you're the owner. If
Mm,
someone else was the owner, then yeah,
you
you
don't have
wouldn't.
to go through all that. Mm,
But you still need that. So yeah, that is what most underwriters will require for a traditional self-employed loan program.
got you. Got you. All right. So tell me, some people want to purchase property in their business names. What differs? Because I've heard, of course, that FHA, VA, of course, only going to lend to a person,
Mhm.
an actual person, not an entity. So how does that work? If I came to you and I want to buy a rental property, but I want to buy it in my business name, what's the how does that process look different versus traditional? Just going the traditional route.
Okay, so if you are if you're wanting to purchase in your business name, most of my clients that do that, especially if they're an investor and
Mm-hmm.
they're looking to put that investment property in their business name,
Uh-huh.
they typically going to use hard money.
Okay.
Hard money
All right.
lenders will allow that, but if you're using a traditional lender, they will not allow you to close in your business name.
Got you. So you have to go hard money route or private money if you're looking to finance
Yeah.
and not bring your personal credit into the mix per se.
Mhm.
You just want to go based upon what you've established with your business.
Yes,
But that's
because
hard money. And for those who don't know what hard money is not something that you want long term. It's normally used for people who are flipping, maybe even doing some new construction. Builders use hard money, but it's not something. It's not a loan that you want to have for 30 years. Typically,
no. So
what's the typical time frame that people refinance after a project? How soon are they looking to refinance out of that hard money once they complete a flip or they complete a new construction?
So most of my investors, they're looking to get out of that hard money loan right away, as soon as possible. As soon
Okay.
as that
So as soon
project,
as the it's complete and they can get an appraisal,
yep, if
they
it's
will.
sold, like if they flip it and sell it, they're looking for the buyer that can close the fastest because these
Mhm.
hard money loans come with a higher interest rate, really, really
Absolutely.
high. They're going to start at 10% for a hard
Mm,
money loan, and they're a short term loan. They're not designed for 30 years. You can't get a hard money loan for 30 years because they're designed for a short period of time. That's why they're
got you.
called
Yeah.
hard money, because they're estimating you just to go through your little hardship temporary.
Okay.
So you want to make sure when you're buying a property with the hard money financing that you want
Mhm.
to get in and get out, or have
Got it.
another source of financing available, like a refinance or some other financing in place to get you out of the hard money loan.
Got you. Okay, cool. So let's get into some of these products. I definitely want you to kind of run down some options. So these options are for someone who doesn't want to provide all that paperwork. These options are for someone who may have a newly established business that may be doing great, but they don't have 2 years of tax returns and 2 years of P&Ls and all those things to consider. And let's just keep it real. This is
Mhm.
also for my business owners who've been in business a long time and they don't keep correct records. So they still don't have P&Ls. Their bookkeeping is, you know, their wife or their husband or their spouse, someone handles the books per se, but they're not having, they're not using any kind of software where they can generate financial documents. So tell me about the products that you offer to be able to help and assist borrowers who find themselves in that type of situation. But capital may not be an issue, but they really need to be able to purchase a home.
Oh, absolutely. So I have a variety of different lending products to help self-employed borrowers purchase. So the easiest program for, let's say, a business owner that's looking to purchase is going to be my 2 months bank statement program.
Wait a minute, 2 months?
2 months.
Yeah. 2 months, 60 days. So I could have started a business 90 days ago, went viral on TikTok, and the last 60 days I'd have made $200,000, and I can come to you with 2 months bank statements and buy a house.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly. So with that program, all you need, like I said, is the most recent 2 months. So it can't be, 2 months out of the last 12 months. It has to be the most recent 2 months of your business earnings. So what we do is we take those 2 months, we add those up, divide them by 2, and then you're qualified based on that income that your company has provided, made the income.
Got it.
That's going to be on your loan application. That's going to be your qualifying income. So
dang, that's amazing.
That is amazing. Because I know a lot of the entrepreneurs, they may not have established their business with, let's say, the Secretary of State for 2 years, but they could have been a sole proprietor, for longer than that time. So what they want to do is just like, they want to make sure that you have your 2 months and you have like assets, like the down payment, the closing costs, like everything,
in an account ready to go. You still have money. Okay.
Still got to qualify with the down payment process, closing costs, etc.
So how would that work? So like I said, I have a lot of friends who do like crypto trading, investment training. And it's just that's the world we live in. So would they need to still establish an LLC and trade under the LLC, or could they still trade, under their personal E-Trade, accounts, and then they can just, transfer out, say maybe they had a great month trading and they netted, I don't know, $80,000-$90,000, and they want to transfer $80,000 into their bank account 2 months in a row. Do they still need a business bank account for that money to go in, or can it go into their personal account and still apply for this loan?
So that's a great question, because I get that question quite a lot, especially now that there's so many people are trading crypto and all the other currencies. So here's because like the closing attorneys just haven't caught up as far as accepting the crypto to make the payment at the closing table. But there are sellers that are allowing or are accepting crypto as payment. So that's one option there. But if, let's say, like the scenario you mentioned, if the borrower is trading crypto, they would have to use like their Coinbase account. They would have to liquidate those funds
into a bank account.
And
does it have to be a business bank account though, or can it be their personal?
For the 2 months bank statement program, it would have to be a business account.
Got you. Okay.
Right, because this is how they're earning their money. So definitely. But what I'm finding out is that more and more sellers, are open to crypto, so they're accepting some form of payment and a form of
how is that being settled? Are that like, say for instance, a portion of that deal is a loan and a portion of it is crypto. How's that being settled because unfortunately real estate is one of the most archaic, the technology, like industry wide, is lacking in a lot of areas. Like companies are getting around to it. The way that we close we should not be closing the same way we closed 50 years ago.
Yeah,
You know, so yeah, they're just behind the times from a technology standpoint when it comes to that, especially in Georgia, which is an attorney state, and you have to have an attorney to do it. But yeah, so how are they selling that when a seller says, yeah, you can pay me in you know, $50,000 in Bitcoin and, you know, use the loan? You know, how does that work?
yeah. So what now? See, I have not like encountered a
Uh-huh.
transaction of my own, but I'm just
Okay.
hearing from other sources
Uh-huh.
that what they're doing is they are accepting, and I'm thinking they're putting, because I heard they put it even in the listing that that the seller will be accepting, let's say if it's Ethereum, you know, they will be accepting whatever amount of Ethereum, whatever amount of Bitcoin for the seller will be allowing that for the purchase. Now, I don't really know all the details as far as like the closing attorney.
Right. I know
There
you're not a closing attorney, yeah.
but it may be held as like, let's say that the portion of it that the lender, like the lender will accept a portion and the seller will you know, accept. That's like an 80-20 loan, like a split loan where you're using
Right.
for financing.
Uh-huh.
Maybe there's a way that if the seller accepts a portion in crypto and then the lender, you know, of course, going to only finance X amount.
Right.
I'm thinking they can put these two together. I have heard of these cases, but they're not just in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's definitely it's not a full it's that, you know, we haven't adopted it, but I definitely think that something needs to be created. I mean, because at this point it seems like even closing attorneys would need to have crypto escrow accounts to
But in
be able to
Florida,
hold
they're
earnest
actually doing
money and
it.
all type of stuff.
Yeah, in Miami, they're actually. I even have clients ask me this all the time. They have purchases on the record in Miami, like those condos in Miami. They're buying those condos with crypto, and in the listing it states how much of whatever the crypto the seller is accepting. That's how much you have to have. Let's say if it's 74, you know, Ethereum or Bitcoin, whatever the number of Bitcoin that they're allowing is in the listings. So it is. We are moving towards that. There's one I just saw a record. A $22 million condo was just paid for in all Bitcoin in Miami. So it's coming. I haven't heard of any cases, you know, any purchases in Atlanta yet, but I'm sure
We
it's
the South. We be behind that stuff. But yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Even though there's plenty of people here who are getting money, I know several people who have done exceptionally well with crypto. I'm working with a client right now who actually is, you know, getting ready to purchase. He and his wife are actually building something, and yes, but people just yeah, you know, so it'll change. So outside of the 2-month bank statement, what other products do you have that can assist a person who can't provide all that paperwork?
Okay, so I do have a P&L loan. So let's just say you don't have any bank statements. You don't. Let's say the bank in that person's bank statement, they may have had some insufficient funds. Because if you've had insufficient funds, that could stop the underwriter from approving your loan. So to avoid bank statements, I have a P&L loan. So all I need is a P&L from your CPA stating that you made X amount of dollars, and you can purchase a home. You can move forward just with the letter.
Oh wow. Okay.
When I say letter, just that P&L statement, that's all you need.
So it's just a letter from your CPAs verifying that these are accurate documents. They've, you know, approved them or looked over them, or, you know, they're pretty much saying based on their professional, they're saying these are acceptable, you know, profit and loss statements for this person. And they can get a
CPA letter.
they can get a loan.
Yeah, CPA letter states that they, you know, looked at review your bank statements, your income, you know, your tax documents, and you will get a loan just with a P&L letter. Gotcha. P&L, I'm sorry if anybody don't know, that's profit and loss.
Profit and loss, yes.
That's what we're talking about.
Okay. Do you have something? Maybe what about the people who are 1099? Say they just work for contractors, they 1099.
I do have a 1099 loan. That program, all you're gonna need is your 1099, and then, well, in that case, so people work 1099, it has to be in your name, right? It has to be in that person's personal name that you work, And also, we're going to need a transcript, a tax transcript for that one, because it just shows that you were an independent contractor. You got that, the income, and then that does require a tax transcript.
Gotcha. Okay. Make sure they filing their taxes.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need a whole tax return, but they just need a tax transcript to show, and that's all you need for income for that 1099 loan.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Any are there any other products that the people should know about? Whether they catch this on replay or
Sure. Yeah. We also have a VOE loan, which is called VOE stands for Verification of Employment.
Okay.
That's a great one. I know, that is still W-2. So if a person does, pretty well, what they'll do with that VOE loan, the underwriter will use Glassdoor. So let's say your job title is your loan, processor or a loan partner. If they can go to Glassdoor, Indeed, any one of those job boards, and if they could pull up the salary and whatever that salary states, they'll use that income for your BOE.
Really? Wow. Now I don't know how often those are right or but wow. So
it's a range, right? I always see a range.
It's always a range, but man, really? Now, so let the people know. I know interest rates are coming up, but still at very historic lows. These products that you're talking about sound like, based upon the fact that they don't go diving too deep into all your paperwork, does this mean that the interest rates are a little bit higher?
Well, yeah, honestly, the rate is going to be slightly higher because there's more risk, right?
More risk, right?
There's more risk to do these loans. But however, I mean, like right now, I think we call these loans they're called non-QM loans. So a QM loan is a qualified mortgage. That's your traditional mortgage. So these loans I'm mentioning in the finance world are considered non-QM.
Okay.
Yeah. So the non-QM loans are typically a little bit more, the rate is slightly higher than your traditional loan. But if it's going to get you into the house, I always encourage buyers to go for it, because this is not your forever loan. This is the loan to get you into the house. That's all. Because once your situation improves, you could always go back and refinance.
Right. Then they can call you right back and say, hey, let's refinance. Now, let me ask you, in refinancing, is the requirements, are they're less strenuous, or like, what for this same, say their situation is still the same, they're still self-employed, still making money, maybe or maybe not have that paperwork all the way together, or what, say for instance, they use the 2-month bank statement loan.
Okay.
What should someone do then to get themselves prepared to say, come back to you in 6 months and say, okay, Tosh, now I'm ready to refinance into something that's more, traditional, maybe to lower my rate slightly, or, what have you.
Okay. So in that case, let's say if they already own the house, it's easier for you to refinance once you own the house. The hardest part for underwriting is a purchase, because the underwriter don't know if you're credible or not, to pay it back until once you get the loan. So once you start making payments and you want to refinance, that lender sees your payment history. So it's easier for them to, refinance you, grant you another loan based upon that history. So as far as qualifying, you can qualify, you can qualify traditionally or non-traditionally, but you own the house. So even if you went in, let's just say you waited a year and you refinance, you're going to have equity have grown in the property. So you're going to get a better rate because you're going to refinance at, usually it's a lower rate.
Got it.
When you refinance, it's a lower rate than what you started. It's not, not lower rate. I'm sorry. You're going to refinance at a lower loan amount. Because your loan is going to go down over time. It's going to decrease. So that means that, let's say if you bought the house and you bought it at 95% loan to value, when you go refinance, typically it's either, at 80% loan to value. Sometimes some lenders go up to 85. If you're a VA, if you're a veteran, you can get 100% refinance. You can refinance at 100% if you're a veteran. So it's
Got
really
it.
dependent
Okay.
on the actual lender.
Got it. Okay, cool. Well, let's just go we're gonna recap for the people.
Okay.
So especially for my people who may be catching this on replay, they caught the end of it. Tasha and I, this is Tasha, one of my lending partners. We closed multi-million dollars together. And so one of the things that we want to do is just bring some value to just non-traditional borrowers and non-people who don't have a W-2. So just kind of went over some loan products that Tasha offers. The name of her mortgage company as well is Assertive Mortgage. And Tasha, I'll let you give all your, where you can be reached so
Okay.
people can reach out to you. But she has several products that are available to you, from 2-month bank statement loans to verification of employment, which is a W-2 loan. However, it's way less paperwork than a traditional mortgage. We also have 1099 loans for our contractors, also profit and loss loan products as well. So
Yep.
just various loan products that are available to someone who's out here trying to purchase a home. So home ownership is attainable for everyone. Don't get into a situation. I do encourage you, though, if you are a business owner, to make the investment in a bookkeeper, make the investment into a good CPA. And my biggest probably tip, if you did want to go the traditional route, even if you don't, you cannot write off everything. Can you speak to that? Because a lot of people like write-offs, write-offs, write-offs. But if you know that you're trying to plan to buy a house in the next 2 years, and you want to get, go that traditional route, you do have the money in place. Why is it important for people? People want to write off everything. Yes, we want to save money in taxes, but you can't qualify for that $500,000 house if your adjusted gross income has been $36,000 for the last 2 years. You got to claim more money to make more money. So I know your business did well, but you had your accountant write off so much stuff that your income is still low.
Yeah.
Yes. So many people run into that.
Yeah, and that's what happens. Like, they just write off everything, and then they just disqualify themselves for a traditional loan. So that's why, and that in those cases, we always want you to definitely consider, the non-QM or the bank statement loan.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your time, Tosh. Please let everyone watching the live or on the replay, let them know where they can find you, how they get in touch with you, whether if they want to apply for some of these non-QM loans to get them a house. And then once y'all qualify for Tasha, call me. Actually, call me first, and then I'll put you in touch with Tasha. No, I'm just joking. I'm gonna let her give her information. But she is not only licensed in Georgia. You can tell them the other states that you're licensed in.
Georgia, California. Yeah, California and Texas.
Georgia, California, and Texas. Do you still do stuff in Florida too, or no?
Yeah. The Florida one is pending.
Okay, got you. All right. So right now, Georgia, California, and Texas. So if you live in any of those states, she can help you secure a loan. And listen, I don't live in California or Texas, but I have great partners all over this country, so I can still help you find a great realtor to work with and still be a part of the team. Well, I just want to tell everybody thank you for your time today watching this, whether you're watching live or on a replay. If you have any questions, please reach out to either one of us just for a question. If you're not ready, you want to see what you need to do to get ready, reach out to us. We can come up with a plan together. Tasha and I work very well together. We answer our phones, we respond to our emails, and we get it done.
Yes, we do. And let me just give you a little plug. Like I said, I'm Tosha Parrish from Assertive Mortgage. You guys can go to assertivemortgage.com. You can find me there, or if you you're on Instagram or Facebook, you can find me at Tosha Parrish, at Tosha Parrish on Instagram and Facebook.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Tosh.
You're welcome.
That was really great information. And I look forward to chatting it up with you again. Maybe next time we'll talk about investors and hard money loans. We'll come up with a topic to give the people some value. All right.
Yes, always.
Well, all right. You have a great day and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.